We're here. Hi, my name is David Blatner, and I'm the president of CreativePro Network and the co-host of InDesignSecrets, the podcast. I just turned it. This is Anne-Marie Concepción, the Anne-Marie Concepción.
That's right. And you forgot to say, welcome to InDesignSecrets podcast, episode
332.
332. We've been doing the podcast since 2005, right? So this is our 20th anniversary of the podcast.
Yeah.
Right. Back then, we had to record our podcast on an album and then play it for people. Okay.
I just turned to Anne-Marie just before we started. I'm like, are we really doing this? Is this serious? Because I never get, first of all, I don't get a chance to actually see Anne-Marie in person very often. So I kind of feel like I need to look at you through a
We do streaming,
box.
That's right.
It's all streamed,
and
right?
I had to wear pants for this one. Yeah. I thought it would be funny if we both came out from the table without our pants.
That would be good.
Thought about that last night.
Would be
all
good.
Right.
So,
anyway, then I say, remember that InDesignSecrets is the essential resource for all things InDesign. Which is brought to you by CreativePro Network.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
She's actually reading the script. It's
right.
very impressive.
People ask if we read from a script. We have like a list of bullets of what we're going to be talking about.
Yes, and you'd think after 332
we would
episodes,
know how to introduce ourselves.
You'd think, but apparently not.
Okay, so David, what are we covering today?
We are going to be covering a lot of, we've got very high-tech slides created in InDesign. Now you have to understand, this is originally an audio-only podcast. We've been doing audio podcasts, as Anne-Marie said, for 20 years. This was very early in the podcast days. We haven't done this live, though, since 2016?
Something like that.
Something like that.
We did it once before.
It's been a long time.
It was such a disaster, we never did it again.
But we're brought back the disaster.
Yeah.
This is it. We're going to try a few things, but it's tricky because some people are just listening, right? And some people are watching the video on YouTube. So
you'll be able to hear it in our podcast page, which is at creativepro.com/podcast.
Thank you. Excellent.
Right.
So we have some slides. If you're just listening and not watching, you've got some slides. But I guess we'll put the slides up on somewhere to do that. So let's go ahead and first tip, Shift W, because we do our slides in InDesign. Shift W goes into presentation mode, of course, and then we can use the arrow keys to move through those.
There we go.
So in today's show.
Coming up on today's show, there's going to be a new name for the podcast that we're announcing today.
I know. Like, wait, what?
Right. The Secrets of InDesign. Thought about that last night, too.
That's a good one. Yeah.
We're going to talk about, spend a little time talking about some cool InDesign stuff that we've seen so far this week. And for people who are listening to this as a recording, we're recording this at the CreativePro Week conference on day 5 out of 5.
Yes.
So if we sound a little loopy, that might be because of that.
Because day 5 out of 5.
But we've seen a lot of great InDesign stuff this week, and we're going to talk about that.
Yes.
Then, for those of you, who here has ever heard or listened to an episode of the InDesignSecrets podcast? Wow, it's like about a third or a half of people here.
That's awesome.
So you know about that we usually end every podcast, which we'll do today as well, with the obscure InDesign feature of the week. There we go. That's our echo effect, in case
That's all we can afford. That's all we got.
We're going to do fun and games with the obscure InDesign feature of the week, Week-eek-eek, with prizes, with volunteers from the audience. So get ready.
Get ready. This is really important. We are going to be asking for volunteers, a few volunteers, if you know InDesign pretty well.
Right.
Reasonably well.
Reasonably well. If on a scale of 1 to 5, you're at a 3.5 or higher, that's reasonably well.
Good.
And you'll do well in the little contest with wonderful prizes.
And if you don't, you can still volunteer.
That's right.
That's okay, too.
And if you don't win, then you still get a prize, too.
Everyone wins.
That's right. Everyone wins. Then we have an interview with a surprise guest, and this episode's obscure InDesign feature of the week, is
Positional Form.
That's right.
Positional. We're doing yoga today.
Positional Form.
The Positional Form is going to be a...
Hi.
Yes, it's going to be awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good.
We do love obscure features, right? That is one of our core things because InDesign is so rich, so deep. that we've been doing the obscure feature of the Week-eek-eek for
Since
almost 20 years.
episode 3, right.
Episode 3.
Right.
And we still, people are like, haven't you run out? Like, no, we're never going to run out of obscure features.
And we try and stump each other with, we suggest them for the next podcast.
Yeah.
How about this one? You know this one? You're like, ah.
Yeah,
Just give me a hint. Is it in a panel? You know,
So
yeah.
this one is not too obscure, but it's pretty out there.
Okay.
Okay, so first, a little bit of news. We should mention,
Right.
we always like mentioning what's new in the InDesign world.
What about the new name for the podcast?
News first.
Okay, news first. Okay.
News first. Just quickly that InDesign 20.3.1 just shipped with some, it's very exciting, it's bug fixes. That's all it is. So if you are crashing upgrade, you'll be happier. We do also have, oh, my notes are over here. More notes. We have a free webinar coming up June 17th. Nick De Cuevas is going to be doing a webinar on choosing colors for design and marketing success. And so we'll put a link in the show notes for that. We'll be sending you all emails if you're here at the conference, information about the upcoming webinar. That's going to be, it's a free webinar. It's awesome. You should all take advantage of that. That is sort of a precursor to the Design and Marketing Summit, which is coming up mid-July, end of July, July 28th through 30th. Design and Marketing Summit is our 3-day this year, 3-day online-only event where designers learn more about marketing and marketers learn more about design, and everyone comes together and everybody learns a lot. It's really quite amazing. And we have this year we're doing a full day on video, on how to do amazing video and animation, motion stuff. That's going to be incredible. And of course, please remember that the InDesign conference is going to be in December. We are bringing back the InDesign conference as an online event.
Yay!
And yes, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. You know, the InDesign conference was in some ways how Creative Pro Week all started.
Right.
We were doing the InDesign conference, and we said, well, what if we start doing some Photoshop and Illustrator stuff? And then what if we start doing other sort of things?
And it became the PepCon.
PepCon?
Print and e-publishing conference.
Right.
It was PepCon for a number of years, and then maybe about, was it like 8 years ago?
Yeah, 2017.
8 years ago, we changed it to the Creative Pro Conference and did a full week.
9 years ago.
Yeah.
Because next year, of course, next year is our 10th Creative Pro Week, and that's going to be in Nashville. You've all heard about this for those of you in the audience. Nashville, Tennessee in 2026 will be our 10th Creative Pro Week.
Yep.
Super excited about that.
Are we going to be doing it at the Grand Ole Opry?
We are not doing it at the Grand Ole Opry.
All right, because that would be fun. You and me singing songs.
That would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
I'll get a banjo.
Right. Okay, good. You
It's
get a
gonna be
banjo,
awesome.
I get a hole, honey.
We
You get a banjo, I get a pole, babe. All right.
we do. This is okay. This is gonna be good.
Okay.
There is actually, if you're interested in next year's Creative Pro Week, there is a massive discount on 5-day passes for 2026. Not just for people here, but anyone listening to InDesignSecrets and beyond. For all of June of this year, we're going to do this massive $500 off a 5-day pass. So
that's pretty sweet.
It is sweet.
It's good.
It is a sweet thing. Okay, so that was the news.
All right.
That's the news.
That's the
what else we got?
Now we're going to talk about the new name for the podcast.
Yeah. This is big.
It's not going to come as a surprise, I don't think, to most people here. It is being renamed as the Creative Pro Conference. There you go.
So after 20 years, yeah. So after 20 years of being InDesignSecrets and focusing just on InDesign. Now,
we're still going to be doing InDesign stuff.
We're still doing InDesign. Please don't panic. We still love InDesign. That's near and dear.
We're running out of the room screaming. That's for the listening audience.
But you know, after a number of years, we had InDesign magazine, right? InDesign magazine evolved into something bigger, which is Creative Pro magazine. So we do InDesign plus Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. No, InDesign. I already said that. More InDesign. Bridge, and all those other things. So this podcast will become bigger. It's evolving. It's growing. But Anne-Marie and I will still be doing InDesignSecrets from time to time, and we'll also be bringing a number of other voices on because it's important to expand the voices that you hear.
And that's what the volunteers are. We want you to volunteer to do the podcast. Oh, is that too early to mention?
No. We're not doing that. So this is our introduction to the new Creative Pro. So that's going to be starting next month.
Episode 333.
333.
That's lucky. Right.
Ooh, that is lucky. I like that.
Okay.
So that's the big news indeed. Cool stuff. What do you want to talk about?
All right.
cool stuff.
Well, the cool stuff, I just got here Wednesday afternoon, so because I was camping earlier. But the one of my favorite sessions that I saw was Keith Gilbert's making templates. I talked to him about it this morning at breakfast because I have an entire course on LinkedIn learning all about making templates in InDesign. And he started out with bam, 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 a whole bunch of things I didn't even mention. I'm like, oh, I should have said that. Oh, that's a great idea. Oh my gosh. So one of the big takeaways was when you're developing a template for anybody other than yourself, when you're developing it for a client or something like that, that you should keep it simple. It's better to keep it simple than to make it clever. And I thought back to some of the templates that I had done where I leaned on clever. You know, like I would make span headlines. So I would be trying to tell the users, you don't have to create another text frame just for the headline. You know, you use the style, and it will automatically make the first paragraph into a headline, and you don't have to deal with so many boxes. And they just, you know, when they're in the throes of production, they're not thinking like that, and so they would just go ahead and make their own text frame for the headline, and then they'd fill the body in, they get a second headline, and it made it worse. So he kept talking about hammering on keeping it simple, like keep the number of parent pages down, keep the number of styles down, don't even use style folders, just to keep that in mind as you're developing the template. And I thought that was brilliant, very good.
And this is amazing because you've done whole courses on creating templates.
Right.
And but I really know what you mean. That sense of it's so tempting to try and make it clever.
Right.
Like, I know how to do this. But then the problem is, then you need to explain. You need to document all of that clever stuff, and then they're never going to read it.
No, that's true.
So, wow.
How about you? Anything interesting InDesign-ish?
This is not InDesign-ish. This is just something that is a theme that I've heard come up throughout the conference, and it's really an interesting theme. And that is, we heard this really clearly in this last opening session this morning from Michael Flarerup. Was he awesome? He was awesome.
Right.
Wow. But I love this theme of play with it. And many of you have heard me talk about that. Some of you heard my son talk about that on Tuesday night at Ignite. This concept that there's play involved is so important. You know, people ask me, what's the best way to learn InDesign? And for 25 years, I have the same answer. Play with it. Just play with it. It's not go take another course or buy another book or whatever. It's just play with it. Come up with new ways to play. And when you find things that are exciting to you and that you're really enjoying and that are making you smile, that's when you know you're starting to really learn the software.
Yeah, exactly.
So that play.
You see, this is cool. You know, like
cool.
that happens to me in Photoshop and Illustrator too. It's like, oh, look at that. This is pretty cool.
This is cool.
Right.
Follow the cool. You know, they talk about follow your bliss. This is really just follow what just draws you into that kind of joy space with all of these. And that's not an InDesign thing, but it's so important. Like you have heard it over and over again. That I just want to keep emphasizing that.
Good. All right.
Do you want to do obscure? Do you want to sit down?
No, I'm good.
You're good?
I'm fine. Are you okay?
I'm
old man? You want to sit?
I'm feeling the 5 years here. Well, 5 days.
5 days.
Woo! 20 years. My goodness.
All right, let's talk about obscure features of the week, which we came up with. We wanted something funny and clever to end every podcast. And I came up with the idea of obscure feature of the week because there was an obscure feature. What was that first one? It's the position of the cursor, horizontal cursor position.
Oh, good.
Is that even still in the program? I don't even know. Yeah, like what is that for? You know, there's a little readout in the control panel that says where your cursor is on the page. Why? So, and that's an obscure feature. So over the years and with every single episode, we keep a list of all the obscure features that we've done so we don't repeat ourselves. And in the handout for today's session, you have a list of all of the obscure features we've ever talked about along with the episode. So if you want to hear more about it, you can just jump to the episode on creativepro.com/podcast.
That's right.
All right?
Yeah.
And David and I, when we were coming up with content for today, I said, what is your favorite obscure feature? And he said barbell.
Barbell. I love this barbell. Now, I will have to admit, it's not a favorite feature. I mean, there's no favorite. It's like what's your favorite child, right?
Right.
There are lots of amazing obscure features that I love, but this one keeps coming back to me because most people don't know it's there, so that sort of fits that obscure feature. And it's so incredibly useful. And that's my favorite kind of obscure feature, are the ones that are really, really useful when you know
How many people
what they
here
are.
know where the barbell is? Okay.
Oh, good.
You are all volunteers. You can come up.
That's right.
The barbell is in preferences in the, was it a story editor?
It's story editor preferences.
Right.
Now, most InDesign users don't even use story editor, which in itself could be considered an obscure feature.
True.
But story editor is one of the most important features in InDesign, in my opinion.
It's under the edit menu.
And, right, so you can take a bunch of text. We don't take too much time. But it's a way to, as a different view, it's almost like a word processor view of a story.
Right.
Long story, tiny text,
And you get
whatever.
your choice of 4 different cursors in that preference setting.
Right.
And the barbell, you can set it to blink too. So it's really easy to find where you are in the story. Because if you've clicked on the story in the layout and then you open up Story Editor, you're like, where am I in the story? Because Story Editor shows even when it's threaded from frame to frame, but you can just look for the barbell, and there it is.
So it's just a really obvious cursor.
Right.
And I
wish we had it in the layout view.
I wish. This is the way the cursor should show up in the layout, because I'm forever trying to figure out where's that cursor flashing on my layout. So barbell just makes it much easier to find the cursor. It's a little thing, but it makes a big difference when you're working quickly in InDesign.
My favorite obscure InDesign feature is Friendly Alien.
Yes.
Anybody here ever see the Friendly Alien? Yes, more people than the barbell.
That's weird, yeah.
Yeah, now
That's
this
funny.
actually is like a little nod or kick in the butt for Quark Express, because Quark Express had this cool little feature where you press a certain keyboard shortcut and an alien would come out and shoot whatever you had selected.
Anybody remember?
Remember
Command
that
Option
thing?
Shift K, right?
Right.
That's
Now,
obscure that I
so
remember
in
that.
InDesign, and it has survived, this Easter egg has survived, because there were other Easter eggs that were there and they're no longer there, but this one is there, and if you want to invoke it, well, you can hear more about it in episode 300, but if you want to invoke it, go to Print, open up the Print dialog box, create a new Print preset, call it Friendly Alien, with capital F, capital A, and then you know that little preview box?
Let's
Yeah,
just
go
switch.
ahead.
I mean, we're in InDesign, right?
Might as
So we
well,
just
right.
might as well do it.
Yeah.
So go ahead, keep
So
describing.
then make a new preset, call it Friendly Alien, which, by the way, is the name of my Wi-Fi at home, which I thought was funny. And then click on the big P there. I think it'll work, yeah. Click on the little preview, and here he comes. Can you zoom in?
I don't know.
Yeah, you can.
Apparently I can.
Zoom in more.
That's all I got.
There. Do you know how long it took me to get that screenshot? So, all right. That's the Friendly Alien. Isn't that fun? All right, that's an obscure feature.
That is obscure. Okay, and I better just show go ahead and show the story editor. In story editor, you can change your barbell in here. So this is
right there.
There we go. That's where that lives. Good stuff. Obscure features.
Some useful and some not so useful.
Some not so useful.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. Good. But we're all learning what's hiding inside of InDesign, which is where the joy comes, right? You pick up a rock and look underneath it and go, wow, that's kind of cool.
Now,
that's fun.
We have an obscure feature contest, which we thought would be fun. And it's called, you've heard of a spelling bee, right? It's called go ahead.
I'm working on it.
The Obscure InDesign Feature Bee. E. If you are one of those people that you think you know InDesign fairly well, and you probably do, we start out very simple with simple obscure features, all right? And if you know the feature, then you can say either what it does or where it is. We'll accept either one, and then we'll explain a little bit and then go on. If you don't know it, then the next person gets a shot at answering it. And if they don't know it, then David and I will tell you what it is, and then it's the next person's turn. So that's what we want. We want at least 5 people to come on up. Come on up. Right now.
People.
Come on up. There's one.
Excellent. We
There's
got one.
2.
Oh, good.
We need more. We need more.
Awesome.
Coming up,
Roberta.
just stand right here.
Come on up.
That's 3. We need
We
more.
need 2 more. Let's get
Come
2
on.
more.
We can have 10.
Nice.
We can have 10. There's
Enjoy.
more.
Excellent.
That's good, good,
Oh,
good.
good.
Excellent.
All right. I think we're
Yay.
good. I think we're good. So
All right. Wait, come on up. Where are you going?
You
Get
can come up.
back
We
here.
can do 6.
Get back here.
We'll do 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, great.
Nice.
All right.
Fabulous.
Now they need a mic. Do they have a mic?
Oh, we have a mic? We have a mic, so we'll be doing this. I'll hand this to you first, and we'll start over on this side.
Okay.
If we could move down just a little bit. No, that's perfect.
And you can
Perfect.
say
There we
your
go.
name.
My name is Roberta. Hello.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Amy, you ready?
Roberta.
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 Sorry.
Amy?
You're
Roberta?
Amy.
I'm Amy.
Okay.
I'll be Amy in this game. Okay.
All right.
So we're going to start with one. You tell us. I think we need to know where it is and what it does.
Well, we would like to know where it is and what it does.
Okay.
Okay.
And in some cases.
No, don't even bring that up.
Okay.
All right.
Make it simple. Make it simple, not
Right,
clever.
right.
Right. Okay.
That's right.
Good. I'm remembering now.
Okay. Your obscure feature of the week is.
Oh, this is our rules.
Sorry, we forgot about that.
25, one fabulous prize. Everyone's going to get a prize.
Right.
And now,
One brainiac will be left standing.
You got it. If you get it right, we'll move to the next obscure feature. If you get it wrong, we're going to move to Brett, and he has a chance to get it right or wrong.
Right. If he gets it right, then you have to go.
That's it.
I'm
That's
happy to be
spelling
here,
bee rules.
so, yeah.
But you know, on the spelling bee, what happens is if she gets it right, then she moves over here to the end of the line.
Oh, really?
And he's the first one. Yes. That's how it goes.
That's way too much work.
All right.
Okay, ready?
Sure.
Okay. Number 1, gap color.
All right. Gap color. I feel like this is something Julie Schaefer probably could have taught me.
Where would you find gap color in the interface?
There's a.
Is it in the object styles panel? Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Should we give her a hint?
Yeah, is it a
No,
panel or a menu per your?
It is technically in. It does show up in object styles. I mean, if you really want to get.
Is that too?
It's in the program.
Everything shows up in object styles. So.
That's why I
Right.
said that. Yeah.
That's good.
All right.
Let's
You're
give
not
it to
sure.
Brett. Let's not sure. Gap color.
Oh gosh. Hi, my name's Amy.
Hi. Hi, Amy.
I aim.
But most people call me Brett. Gap color. It's not from the clothing store. No, but seriously, is it in the print dialog box? One of the categories for like where the.
It is not. It is not. I'm going to
Sorry.
cut you off there. And now this actually shows one of the best things about InDesign for me, which is there are people here in the audience and some people listening who are going, I've known this for 20 years.
Anybody
This is
here
the
know
most
where gap color is? Yeah, there's
Right.
a few of you.
And yet that's the thing. Some people
Right.
know this part and some people know that part, and not everybody knows everything.
I
so
think we should give everybody a bye. Let them stay up one more time.
one more?
One more time. Yeah.
Give 'em a
So,
bob?
A bye.
A bye. Okay,
Give
that's
him
a bye.
an Amy. Oh no, I didn't say bye. I mean just stay here. Sorry. It's a golf term or something, I think. I
That
don't
just
know.
doesn't have a,
Yeah.
You want to go to the next one.
Well, let's say what a gap color is.
Oh, gap color is, okay, take it.
Oh, the gap color is in the strokes panel. Oh. Right. Ah!
Because
Right, gap color. When you have a stroke that has a gap, you can choose a gap color.
a gap could be like the double line or
Right.
a dashed line.
There you
What's
go.
the
You guys
color?
knew it.
Right? So you can make a color, a dashed line that is like,
right.
cyan and magenta. Okay, number
Okay,
2.
number
Do
2.
you want to start over at the beginning?
No, I think we should go on.
Okay, we're gonna.
Okay, your turn. Amy.
And I'm sorry, yeah, your name is?
My name is Annie, and I'm okay.
Ang, okay. Excellent.
All right, tool hints.
Two hints.
Where is tool hints in InDesign? Where would you find tool hints?
What do you mean, like you put your mouse hover on the toolbar to get?
No, that's put your mouse, hover on the toolbar. That is a good idea.
Those are mouse,
It's
those are,
partly tool hints, isn't it?
no,
No.
no.
All right,
It's
pass it
not.
on.
Okay, where are you gonna find the tool hints? It's a feature. This is the name of a feature called tool hints.
I'm Joy. Hi. I'm going to guess the preferences dialog box.
Oh my gosh.
wow.
It is
Uh-oh.
not the
No,
preferences.
sorry.
But this is good because no one has gotten it, you're all still in.
That's good.
Which
You're
is
all
excellent.
even. Does anybody up here know where tool hints is?
Anybody? Tool hints. Where's the
Anybody
tool
in
hints
the audience
feature?
know where tool hints is?
Yeah?
Wow.
Oh, that's interesting. So
What'd you say?
the comment was here in InDesign, there's a search bar up in the upper right corner.
Oh.
This is not actually tool
No.
hints.
David, why don't you show them where tool hints
Tool hints actually lives in the window menu, and every now and again this shows up. Under the window menu, you go down to utilities, and there's actually a panel called tool hints. And the tool hints is literally just gives you hints about whatever tool you have right now. Like if you have the gap tool, it gives you information about the gap tool. If you have the page tool, this is really helpful for learning more about InDesign and learning some of the really obscure parts of InDesign. The tool hints panel in InDesign.
All right. Well, we're batting 1,000.
Okay, yes we are.
Are you ready?
Yes.
What's your name?
Cassidy.
Cassidy.
Cassidy,
Okay.
right.
Where would you find fancy? That's actually the name of the feature. In InDesign, you go someplace and you can choose fancy, if you fancy.
It is obscure. Everybody's crossing their arms.
Yeah.
Huh. What could that be?
Not sure?
Fancy. You're not sure?
In the type menu.
You think you might
In the
know?
type menu.
Where do you think it is?
Not in the type menu.
I said the type menu.
You think she says a type menu?
Nope.
No.
Nope,
Sorry.
it's not going to in there.
wanna
And
try it?
finally,
Is it the corner options?
That's it.
it is corner option.
That's it. Corner options. Show. You want to show it? Congratulations.
Indeed.
All right. So I think well, just stay there, I guess. But so far, you're winning. All right. Now, Amy, can you go?
And we didn't hear your name. Just go ahead.
What?
Phyllis.
Phyllis.
Phyllis is your
Okay.
name. Okay, good. Sorry.
Grab the mic.
So you could go to Object.
That's good.
You can make
Okay.
any frame, go to Object, and choose Corner Options. And inside Corner Options, there are lots of different options, including Fancy.
Fancy. A fancy one. That's
the-
an engineering term I think they made up.
Yeah, that's technically what it is. It's a fancy
Right.
corner.
Fancy corner.
All
Okay.
right. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're literally
starting
moving.
over. Uh-huh.
Okay, everyone needs to keep moving down. Then. It's
Okay.
good. You get extra steps in. Okay. Number 4, the erase tool. Where is the erase tool and what does it do?
I believe it erases sections of a line, but I may be thinking of something in Illustrator. And as far as where it's at,
It's in the tool panel.
Yeah.
It's a tool.
Tool panel.
I'm going to give you that one. Every tool is in the tool panel. So if it's called tool, it's going to be in the
That's
tool
right.
panel. Yeah. So it does exactly that. It's exactly like Illustrator. You can just drag it over a path and it'll erase it.
Okay.
Magic. Excellent.
Good. You go this way.
It's like being on the Price
All
is
right.
Right.
Wow. Number 5 is an unnamed color. What's an unnamed color in InDesign?
I would like an easier one. No, is it in the swatches palette? It's a
Well,
little
they
obvious.
do appear in the swatches panel. That's correct. But why is it called unnamed?
It's having an identity crisis.
Right?
I don't know.
Panel, right? After you add them.
You could find something called unnamed swatches sort of in here. So, no? I don't think so. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nowhere.
Should we pass it on?
Come
Annie?
on down.
Isn't it because you drag that color from another program, so when you go in
Well-
and it doesn't name it?
Kind of, not another. It could be from another program, but there's
I know
also a
that.
place where you can create it in InDesign.
So here in the swatches panel, see all these swatches? Those are all names.
Those are named.
Those are names of
Colors.
swatches.
can double click and unnamed.
But there are colors
But you
out
can-
there that don't have names, that literally don't live in the swatches panel. If it's in the swatches panel, it has a name. But if I just choose any shape and I say, go ahead and fill this, what did I just do? I hit D for default color and then Shift X for swap, fill, and stroke. And then if I go to, say, the color panel here, up in the, I have the control panel open, but if I shift click on this and then say, let's make it RGB and just pick any random color,
From the colors panel.
You pour it
see,
in there.
Right.
if it's in the colors
You can
panel,
color stuff from there, but see, it doesn't get added to swatches.
it doesn't live in swatches anywhere. It's just a color, and therefore it's an unnamed color.
Oh my God.
And
There you go.
the point came up earlier, it's in the
Pass it
swatches
on
panel.
to That person comes.
If we look in the swatches panel menu, down at the bottom, we can say add unnamed colors.
Right.
So add unnamed colors goes through your whole document, finds all the colors that you've used with the colors panel or
Right.
wherever they came from.
Part of what you should do when you're getting ready to package up or close out a project.
Yep. And then it adds it there. Good.
All right.
All right. So the goal here is we're all learning something, which is good. This is good. All right. Let's go ahead and reset this and go on to number, ornaments. Ornaments.
That's in the glyphs,
Right.
isn't it? The
Say it
glyphs
again?
panel?
The
The
glyphs,
glyphs panel.
That's right.
Is exactly right. Ornaments.
Good for you.
Ornaments lives in the glyphs panel, one of the
All right.
most important features in InDesign.
Got it right.
These
All right.
are hard. These are hard. So in the glyphs panel, you can go to show all kinds of stuff. Show the punctuation, show the currency, show ornaments.
Right. Ornaments in the glyphs.
So we see the ornaments that are inside this particular font, whatever font is currently selected.
That's right.
Good
All right,
one.
so, yeah, let's switch this way, but, we're sort of losing track.
We are, totally.
Right?
Yeah.
So-
yeah, it's
I think maybe from now on, if two people get it wrong, then if one person gets wrong, the next person gets right, then that first person needs to sit.
okay.
Okay.
Or we could just do this all day, because we could do this all day.
Right.
All right, next up is the measure tool. How's it?
On the tools panel.
On the tools panel. Yes. Do you have any idea where it is on the tools panel?
No, I mean, who would know where? It's in there somewhere.
under-
Oh,
He knows. Yes. All right. How about what do you use it for?
To measure things.
Very good. Measure things. All right. You want to show the measure?
I don't
tool?
even remember where it is. Does anybody know?
Underneath.
Oh, it's under the
eyedropper.
eyedropper. There we go. The measure tool. And the measure tool lets you measure, yes.
Got a cute little ruler
So
icon.
we're going to measure from here to here. And as soon as you start using it, the info panel shows up. And then it gives you information about, for
How far you
example,
dragged.
how far you dragged from here to here. That's a good one. Okay, we're moving on.
Moving on.
Skip by letting.
Yeah, switch. Go ahead.
Skip by letting. Where's the skip by letting feature? And what does that do? 1 foot at a time.
Oh, I've seen it.
I've seen it, she said. I've
seen it.
The skip by letting.
Typography preferences?
Wait, hold it closer to your mouth.
Typography preferences?
Typography preferences?
Like advanced
Could
typography,
be.
maybe?
Is it?
Advanced type?
It is in advanced type.
Advanced type
Isn't
preferences.
it? Is it right in front of my face?
Composition?
No, right. You've stumped the chumps. We don't know.
How about
We have no
It's
idea.
there somewhere. It's in preferences.
composition?
Composition. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Woo! Who said that?
Who said composition?
Well, oh, Nigel, of course. Nigel French.
Of course.
Unfair.
Nigel, Mr. Typography. Okay. Thank you, Nigel.
Skip by so what does skip by letting do though? How are we going to use skip by letting?
It's probably, I think it's in a panel too.
No.
No.
Well, it's clearly,
The TikTok panel?
it's clearly text wrap.
Oh, the text wrap panel. No, it's not.
What's that? Skip by letting does what? Oh, it says text wrap. It's the text wrap section.
Text wrap.
So it must have to do with text wrap. Text wrap. Skip by letting.
I honestly don't
No?
know what it does. What does it do?
Oh my gosh. Skip by letting is if you have a text skipping over an object because it has text wrap on it, the question is where should the next line after the object sit? And does it sit right after the object? Or if it has, or should it land on the next appropriate letting amount thing, multiple?
It's in the text wrap area of the preferences, but not in the text wrap panel.
So it can control how close the letting, that next line is going to sit to the object that it just wrapped over.
I think you got it right.
Oh,
I think so. We knew where it was. It was in preferences.
All right.
All right.
So Roberta, include IDML. Where are we going to find include IDML?
So, David, you find include the IDML in the export package.
Yay! Include IDML. That's excellent.
I
go
learned
ahead.
that because when I went through design college, we didn't have IDML yet, and so everything that I had in design file-wise was not readable by the next.
Yeah, by the previous
Okay.
version. I
That's
love
right.
that.
Excellent.
Brett, last line, write indent.
I will be sitting down now. I don't know. I really don't.
Don't know. Okay, last line, write indent.
Okay.
Do you have one, Annie? Grab the.
On my way back to my seat.
Oh,
line,
maybe.
Wait, she's got to get it right.
Wait, she has to get it right.
Isn't it when you set up your paragraph style, you can go set up the nest on?
Last line,
Oh.
right indent.
So like the next, whatever the next
Yeah.
paragraph style would
Yeah.
be?
In
That-
the hold on, paragraph style in
So
the nest.
in paragraph
character
style,
style, the nest, and then go to paragraph style.
and then it goes to the next paragraph style. So that feature is called next style. So that is not correct. So Brett, it's true. You're going to have to sit down.
Last line, right indent.
Oh, wait, no, they both got it wrong. I'm
You
sorry.
both got it wrong. You can stay.
I got overexcited.
Last line, right indent
So
is
sorry.
actually a square dance command. You know, all right, ladies, last line, right indent. Now take your partner. All right.
My
You
wife and
know
I
it?
have been taking square dance lessons, actually.
yeah?
And so you're absolutely right.
Right.
It is
Last line, right
extremely similar to a square dancing call. Last line, right
Wait,
indent.
she knows.
I might know.
Oh,
know.
good.
Closer to your mouth.
When you go to justify, you can choose the justification option for the last line.
Right, justification options for the last line. And where is that?
So inside the either control panel or the properties panel, if you're in the paragraph mode, there are a number of indents. There's a left indent, a right indent, a first line indent, right, which you're going to use to indent your paragraphs, or make a hanging indent if it's a negative number. And then the fourth one is called last line right indent. And the idea is how far does that last line get pushed in or out? So for example, if you're doing a menu and you want the last line, you have a paragraph, but you want the last line to stick all the way out, you would make a negative last line right indent. You both knew that? No.
Both do?
What are you? You're the rule maker.
Okay, so they both got it wrong?
They both
Is
got
that
it
right?
wrong.
All right, so they stay.
We need to get some more right ones.
When one person gets it wrong and the next person gets it right, then the first person has to go. When two people get it wrong, you can both stay. It's a double negative. Last line right and dun, dun, dun.
So Anne-Marie, do you want to announce this one?
Oh yeah, sure. Why? All right.
Yeah, Anne-Marie made this list. I'm just.
Butt cap.
I believe this is in the stroke panel.
That's right. Stroke
Is
panel.
in fact
That's
in the
good.
stroke panel.
That's good enough.
Or if you're an InDesign hot dogging it.
So this cap, because there's different endings, right? That we learned earlier in the week. There's different caps, and this one is the butt cap.
cap.
There we go. All right.
All right. Very good. You're in. Woo! You can move down. Next person.
Gravity. Gravity. Where would we find gravity in InDesign?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, see, they're supposed to be getting a little bit tougher.
This one's a
But
tough
where
one.
is gravity? From episode 8. That's a long time ago.
A long time ago. Gravity has been in InDesign
Yeah.
for 20-something years.
All right.
How many people have
gonna
seen
guess the
gravity?
What do you
effects.
think? Go ahead.
I'm
What?
going to guess the effects panel.
What?
I'm guessing the effects panel.
She's guessing the effects panel?
That is not correct.
Unfortunately, no.
Not correct.
How about you?
Oh, next. See, it's all.
Yeah, I'm all confused. You guys keep track.
Do you know where gravity lives?
I don't know.
Okay.
All right,
Does
don't know.
anybody
Two
up here
people
know
got it
where
wrong.
gravity lives?
Okay, our moderator knows where gravity is. In microphone.
Text effects.
Text effects.
Text effects?
I don't think there is a text effects feature in InDesign.
Not really.
Text.
So like when you're warping and
Go ahead. Warping text. There's no warping text, is there?
It's part of type on a path.
Type on a path.
Technically.
Right.
So when type is on a path, you can then control
Right.
how it looks on that path. And
Right. Gravity looks like there's a gravity well pulling down all the type.
yes, exactly.
That's gravity. You're going to try and demo?
I was going to try and do this, but now
All right.
we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go on to
Let's move
lucky
on.
number 13.
I can't stop myself now. I just got to do it. I'm under type,
You got to put it on a page.
text on a path. It's on a path, and we're going to say this is not the right kind of path to put it on, but we can then choose gravity among other ones, and then you'll see.
There it goes. Being sucked in.
There we go. So it's a gravity
Right.
effect, which is kind of warping, which
Kind
is
of.
kind of a
Yeah,
text
that's
effect,
true. That's
but it's a different thing.
All right.
Credits.
Next person.
Is this Roberta? Did you already? Yeah, Roberta. Where are we going to find credits in InDesign?
Okay. With the generative AI stuff?
Ooh, that's kind of interesting. I
Potentially
like that.
the products panel. Those are my, I don't know if I can have 2 guesses, but those are my 2 guesses.
The product panel, is that what you said?
Or properties panel.
Properties panel. It is not in
No,
either.
not correct. Sorry.
Then I,
Do you, next person?
I swear I use this app.
Credits?
I think it's the same thing as properties, but the About panel?
The About panel.
About InDesign.
That's correct.
It lives down here.
Hey.
Yay! I'm sorry, but you need to sit. Yay, you got one. Cool. All right, next person.
So these are the credits. We have to wait until the whole thing.
Oh, shit.
No? Okay. Next up, what order are we in?
Yeah, you should be first. Yeah.
Is going to be save. We should have numbered them.
You should have done something.
Everyone should hold a number.
Last line right, and then take the
could've-
person down the front. There. Okay.
Save query. Where's save query going to live?
What? Preset?
What?
I don't know.
Save,
Save
query.
query. Save query.
Huh?
You want to guess?
Save. Like, when you package file, when you save preset?
It's not when you
No,
package.
Not
It's
when you
not.
package.
Joy, what do you got?
Is it when you do a find and you save that? so that
That's
you can
right.
find
When
it
you do
again?
fine, you save the change. Sorry. Congratulations. We're down to 4 players, 4 brainiacs.
So query is a query is a find, right? You're
Right.
inquiring. So anyway, that's saving your queries from find.
Good.
Next up is what's going on? Oh, N-nested style here. N-nested style. This is a
Pretty self-explanatory. But where would you find it, and what the heck does it do?
In the paragraph styles.
Would you find it in, you mean edit paragraph styles?
it is
No.
it is not in paragraph styles. It
Not
is
in paragraph styles. Nope.
Okay.
Nested
Is it?
styles is in paragraph.
Well,
is in
right, but the
paragraph styles.
end nested style here feature is
Right.
not in there. It does control nested styles, which are part of paragraph styles. That's true. Who's next?
You don't know, and who's next? Do you know?
Phyllis?
Well, it's literally a character that you would put in if you had.
That's right. It's a character that you put in. Do you remember where you would find that character? What menu would you find it?
If it had to do with a character that you would put in, insert.
It had to do with the
always
type
shortcut-
character.
Shortcuts. One of those special characters, special marker characters. maybe?
Yeah,
Insert
you're right.
special characters.
That's good.
There we go. Insert special characters.
Congratulations.
And we're going to go down to other and find.
But somebody got it wrong, right? Sorry.
Yes, sorry.
Don't.
No, that was great.
Yeah, go ahead,
N-nested
go ahead.
style here
Thank you.
is a way to force a nested style in InDesign to terminate. Well, that's super
All right,
helpful
down
feature.
to 3 players. Exciting. All right.
It's getting serious.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, Brett. Load conveyor. Oh, geez. Can we just skip this one? This is Anne-Marie. It's the one feature that Anne-Marie uses, I think. But
No, I don't use it.
nobody uses this.
I couldn't even spell conveyor right. I had to get spell check.
You use it? You use the conveyor?
You use it. Okay.
Oh. Okay, we'll have to have a discussion later about how you use this.
Do you know? You think you know? Okay, let's try. Go ahead.
It's when you grab stuff and put it in the thing at the bottom, and then you have the other tool, and it puts it out.
Absolutely.
Where
right.
would you find the thing that grabs something to make the thing at the bottom?
It's the one with the box, and it's got the little dots on
The
it.
bucket of peas.
Yes, the bucket of
Yes,
peas.
bucket of
Thank you.
peas.
That one, yes.
That one.
That's
it.
The inside the bucket of peas feature.
Got it right. Sorry.
Oh.
All right, we're down to 2.
I keep accidentally clicking on that in the keyboard shortcuts, so that's how I know what it is.
Oh, really? Okay.
If you hit B, if you ever hit B by accident, right, you get this thing. Yeah.
Right.
Right. Just don't hit B because you'll get this and you'll drive
Load
yourself
the
crazy.
conveyor with a bunch of peas and then you drop it.
Good.
It's
Wow,
all
Joy,
laid
excellent.
out.
Okay.
That's how it goes. Unless you want the waffle on top of the peas. I like that. You get Mr. Spanky to sweep everything off the way out. Right? Can you show Mr. Spanky?
People know this is Anne-Marie's thing from years ago. Mr. Spanky also lives in the tool panel. Mr. Spanky is
Yeah.
the
I used to call it Mr. Spanky in all my LinkedIn and lynda.com videos, and they said, please don't do that.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Yeah. Okay. Next up is the insert number placeholder. I love this feature. This is wonderfully obscure and incredibly powerful.
Well, I'm thinking that my answer is probably not the right answer, but when you're going on a master page and you put in a marker for the page number.
That's it, right? No, it's not.
That does live. That does live here. What you're describing lives here under special characters. And there's the markers. Current page number, but that's a different feature. So you can insert a page number on a parent page there.
That's not. But we have
that's
to
not
give
where it
her
is.
a
Sorry.
chance to answer it.
Joy, do you know where insert number placeholder lives?
I want to say it's one of those variables, text variable things. Is that right?
It is not right.
Okay.
So inside text variables, so under the type menu, anyway, no, it's not there. I don't need to show where that is.
Where is it?
It lives in, so if I go to paragraph mode or inside of paragraph style, if I add a number, it's a numbering feature. So if I add numbering to this, and I say this is going to be numbering, how do you choose the number? Right now it's number.tab, right? But if I come in here, I can say insert number placeholder. So it's when you do multi-level lists in InDesign,
right.
Like if you need it to be 1A, 1B, and so on, you have to use the insert number placeholder feature to get those numbers into there.
I think you were cramming before the podcast.
No, that's what I actually use.
All right.
Okay, I don't know about this one.
Okay,
Import
next person's
file.
turn. I think you go first. Go ahead.
This one is tricky because it's an alternate name for something.
Right, and it
So-
could have been a beginning one. We argued if this is a beginning level or medium level obscure feature.
I don't even know if we'll be able to see it, actually. Where is import file?
And this isn't not placing a file, right?
What's that?
It's not placing a file?
It is
It is
placing
placing a file, but there is a little button that says import file. Where would you find that? Anybody know? Few people. See, you're right. I said, you only see it if you use the Essentials workspace. And
someone
even then,
online
you
is-
might be blind to it. Ooh, sorry, I forgot. Do you know?
No.
Looking around?
We have from the online audience. Somebody
The
posted
online
in
audience.
chat.
So the first person in the online audience said properties.
That's right. Properties. In the properties panel.
It is literally
At the
on screen
bottom.
right now. There's a button that's called
Right there.
import file. There
you go.
And what's annoying is it is place.
It is same as place.
It's the same thing as place,
Right.
but in the properties panel they call it import file. Now is that? Yeah, it's not fair. That's not really a fair one.
right.
No, it's not.
Okay, next person.
How about artifact? How are we doing? They're gonna have to.
We're doing fine.
Artifact. No.
Oh, I've seen it. Seen it a long time ago.
No.
Type menu, maybe?
Type menu. No. Joy, any idea?
No, I got nothing.
Got nothing. Artifact is part of, we've been learning all week about accessibility, and Dax and Chad have been showing the ability
He's back here
to
with his arms.
apply an artifact. You can say this is an artifact so it shouldn't get tagged when it is exported.
Okay.
Rainbow. Where's rainbow?
That's a text effect.
What's that?
Isn't that a text effect?
We learned earlier there's no such thing as a text effect in InDesign, but can you be more precise?
Let me just stare at the screen long enough.
If you, okay.
So type on a path.
Type on a path.
There you go.
Type on a path effect. Yes, it is. But rainbow actually shows up twice in, there's two rainbows in InDesign. Do you know where the second one is?
No.
This is for bonus points. No? Is it? Amy Beth knows. Do you know where the second one is?
Is it a stroke?
It is a stroke.
It's a stroke.
It is a
It's a
stroke.
custom stroke.
You know where? You go. It's not a stroke that's already there. That's the magic part.
Right, you have to actually create it yourself.
You have to create a stroke. So if you
And
go
call
in
it
and you say
rainbow.
stroke styles, and you create a new stroke style, I'm going to say this is going to be a stripe called rainbow, and you literally call it rainbow, then you suddenly get a rainbow stroke,
But
which is bizarre, right? So we can then say, let's make this, whoops, make this, then you have to choose it. Like, where's it? Rainbow, there you go.
there you go. Rainbow.
So this is one of those weird strokes that literally all you
Like
have
that?
to do is
Yeah.
name it,
That's right.
and you get the rainbow.
You could do Christmas lights too, she said. And there's a lot of other ones.
There's a
like
bunch
that.
of other cool Easter eggs hiding in there.
Right.
Okay, should we move on?
Yes?
We're running out of time. Use inline input for non-Latin text. These are getting harder and harder.
Maybe it's in the open type options.
It's not an open type options.
Some sort of type options.
No. Joy, any idea where we'd find this? No.
No.
It's a preference.
All
It's
right.
another one of those preferences. We're going to just jump past that.
It's an obscure preference.
Altitude. Altitude also shows up in a couple of places. Altitude.
Is it in the same place as gravity?
It is not the same.
Not the same place as gravity, but a great guess.
It's a good answer. Altitude. Where would you find the altitude of something? Phyllis? Don't know. These are getting hard, right? Anybody in the audience? Altitude? The altitude feature? Is it what? Louder, super loud. No. Altitude is part of bevel and emboss. When you make it a bevel and emboss, you can control where the lighting is.
Right.
It's one of the 3D
Mike, did you
features.
know altitude? Oh, he knew it. Mr. Special Effects. Okay.
Easing path. These are getting really, really obscure.
We only have a couple more.
I
Easing
know.
path. Where would
Easing
you find
path?
easing path?
I mean, it's got to be on the type feature.
Is not a type on a path in this
Not
case.
a type effect.
This is a feature.
Yes, you know?
No, I was going to say something with the pen tool.
Something with the pen tool. You draw it with the pen tool, don't you?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Do you want to tell us where to go?
It's in the animation when you when you define how it comes in and out.
So we have animation tools in InDesign, and inside properties, we can say the speed is going to be ease in and ease out. So there's easing, all kinds of easing features. That's easing is an animation feature.
Right, instead of speeding and stopping, it speeds and slows down and it stops. It's easy.
We may have a tie here. You guys are still
know.
standing.
All
Folder
right.
0. Have you ever seen folder 0 in InDesign?
I haven't, but I feel like I heard you guys explain it one time.
If you've been listening to InDesignSecrets, you've heard us talk about folder 0.
I think it has to do something with the way you automate stuff and you name something. No?
It is
Okay.
not automation.
All right.
No idea.
No idea.
Oh my gosh. We
All right.
had a hand up over here.
Uh-oh.
Where would you find folder 0? It
It's
is
in the links
links.
panel. You're absolutely right.
Inside links, inside panel options, there is an amazing array of features inside link panel options, including
There you go.
folder 0
So
through
you
8.
can show folder 0 is what folder is this link in? And then folder 1 is what is the parent of that folder? And so on and so on and so on.
Right, because you have images all over your hard drive, right? Or server or wherever, but you don't know where it's living.
Mm-hmm.
So the panel can actually show you folder 0 for this image is such and such.
Right.
Super, super helpful. Oh my gosh, I think we're down to our last one.
All right.
And this is a good
This is
one.
my favorite one.
This is Anne-Marie's favorite tip, favorite obscure
Roger
feature.
Hungry ate 236 peaches and cantaloupes in 1904.
Is it in the fill with placeholder text?
It is close.
That's
Fill with placeholder text, kind of. It's not in the edit fill with placeholder text. No, it's not lorem
no.
ipsum.
It's not even
But it
close.
is placeholder text.
Okay.
It is actually, I guess,
is
in
placeholder
some ways.
Placeholder text?
It is not placeholder
What
text.
do you think? You have any idea?
Joy has no idea.
All right.
Does anybody in the audience know, besides Nigel, where you would find
We have a
Jeff
couple
Potter?
people.
Oh, Jeff
Jeff?
Potter.
That's right. Is it the type sample? Yes, it's a type sample.
So here we have.
Do you believe that? So when I chose that as an obscure feature, I looked it up, I Googled it, and apparently it's something that type designers use this sentence to see how different letters combine, as they're testing things. Letters and numbers.
Is that obscure or what?
Totally.
Holy mackerel.
So we have two winners.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to skip Mike. Yeah, we're gonna have to move along. I know you're offended by it, but we have 2 winners of today's winner.
Right. Yes.
Right. So thank you so much. We're gonna both get you prizes.
Prize. Do you have another prize?
Yeah, we'll do another one. And the winners, because you've stuck with it, oh, here it is, are going to get a special edition, one of the speaker gifts, the CreativePro backpack, embroidered backpack for each of you. I only have one right now, but I'm going to, because we figured we have one winner. But I will get you one before the end of the day for sure.
Right. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right.
Wow.
You guys did great. Now, what about the other players also?
And the other players.
Can you come up? Come on up. The other players who played
afterward, we'll get you another prize. But let's just have a round of applause for everybody who played today. Brett, Annie, thank you.
You guys did great. Wow, and we went through all 25.
We did. That was amazing.
That's amazing.
And I hope you all learned something about InDesign, or a few somethings about InDesign.
That's right.
They're obscure features, but there's so much hiding in there.
Remember, in the handout, you have a list of all the obscure features by podcast, in case you're curious what other ones we had.
Remember, and a lot of these are really useful. So
especially this Roger Hungry ate 230. Right?
Yeah, maybe they're not this one.
In case you're designing type in InDesign, you know.
We were going to have a quick interview with Mike Rankin, but we're going to hold off on our interview with Mike until the next episode of CreativePro.
Because we're almost out of time?
Podcast, because we are almost out of time.
Oh, sorry, Mike.
But we do need to do this episode's brand new. We can't stop our streak.
We can't.
This is a streak from episode 3. Episode 332, obscure feature of the week. Thank you. That made me feel better.
Positional form.
Positional form, the yoga feature. Where would you find positional form?
Anybody?
Anne-Marie.
Oh, you're asking the audience. Positional form is a OpenType feature. So some fonts, when you turn on the positional form, some OpenType fonts, if the lowercase t is in the middle of a word, it'll look one way. If it ends a word, it'll look a different way. Right? That's positional form. So if the font has positional forms, we're losing it there.
It's really hard to do that and zoom in at the same time.
There you go.
Positional form, OpenType feature. It lives inside paragraph styles, character styles, here inside the control panel, flyout menu. Anytime, any place that you can control the OpenType features,
right.
It's
and
an
it's
advanced
especially important in some languages like Arabic, where the letters automatically change what they look like based on where they are in the word. So that's a sample of Arabic text underneath. And I couldn't tell you like what character was what, but if I was Arabic and knew what I was doing, then I could show you.
Yeah, this will completely mess up the text. But if you have text where the position, the front, middle, or end position is really important, then you can mess it up horribly just by changing it all that way.
That's positional form.
Positional form. So here we have text in Qualion, which is our corporate font for CreativePro, and we can say, let's go ahead and just say, make the positional form. We're going to make it all final form, and then whee!
That's pretty cool.
Every character, this is now a final A and then a final L and so on. So positional form, super helpful if you have a font that supports the position of where it lives in a character.
Right, there's very few English ones. I was amazed that your corporate font does it, so that's pretty cool.
Well, look, that is it for episode 332 of InDesignSecrets.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
If you please add your comments to the show notes and on our website, or to the InDesignSecrets.
Yeah, the groups on Facebook.
InDesignSecrets groups on Facebook and on LinkedIn. And I don't know if we're going to be calling it the CreativePro.
CreativePro.
Obscure feature of the week.
No, I don't think so. But thank you all very much for being here, and we'll stick around a little bit afterward. And if you were playing up here today, if you subjected yourself to that,
we appreciate
please come on up, and we're going to give you a little gift. Otherwise, thank you so much all.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you